And if you think about it, those are the things that tell us who we are, what we're for, and what we care about. Baptism and the Lord's Supper. Those are our two major church events. But there are more. Beyond those, each congregation of the Lord's people celebrates traditions and experiences events which help us shape the lives of our children. When we have weddings and funerals, we gather as the people of God before God and these witnesses. And we put the new family or the passed on saint before God. When we have births and adoptions, when we get together with heart groups, when we experience family fun fests and VBSs and summers of service and smiles boxes, and when we feed Jesus, and what other church has all of its children come up and plug a jar with change, Floyd? It's our tradition, it's what we do, and it teaches our children something. And beyond all this, how many of our children have we raised up going with Danny to Nicaragua? Danny in Nicaragua, handing out the smiles boxes to the kids in Nicaragua because of Jesus. All right, we'll show that video some other time. But you get the point, right? Make up your own song, hum along as the pictures go.
God has smiled on me. He has set me free. God has smiled on me. He's been good to me. God has smiled on me. He has set me free. God has smiled on me. He's been good to me.
Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now I found. Was blind, but now I see. When we've been there 10,000 years, bright shining as the sun, we've known less days to sing God's praise than when we first begun.
God has smiled on me. He has set me free.
So, we bring those smiles when we go down there in person, like we did this summer, but when we send these care packages at Christmas. And Danny, I understand this is going to start up a lot earlier this year because I think in the past it's been turning into Valentine's presents, right? But we want to get them there by Christmas. And you know what kind of effort that is. And that's something I want my children involved in. I'm going to preach a sermon every October about Christmas in October. And we're going to dress up like Santa Claus, and we're going to go through that factory over there, that well-oiled machine, and that's memories that my children are going to cherish. That's the way we pass on faith to our children. When we have events like Smiles Boxes, shared together in the context of a family, in the history of a church, that's how we instill faith into our children, when they see us functioning together as a family and experiencing all of the ups and downs that family life has to offer. One other way we teach faith to our children through our relationships together. Through the stories we tell, you ought to tweet this, through the stories that we tell, the experiences that we share, and the relationships that we share. A lot of times, the most educational experiences for our children are the most informal. I know that my most vivid memories of childhood and church are the things that didn't really happen at church, they happened after church or outside the church building. I remember the Saturday night singings, playing with my friends, going out to eat with people from church, going with my dad when he would visit hospitals or hold gospel meetings. And all of those events sank deep into my memory because they tied me to the people of faith. I can go back to every church I've ever been a part of, and I can tell you probably everybody that was there, but especially those who had some significant impact on my faith development. Faith is passed person to person. And I can tell you that there are no people I would rather have help me raise my children than Bob Roach and Karen Challenberg and Dana Poteet and Keith English and all of the others that have helped my family get where they are today. Because we teach our faith through these relationships. And we see faith in people long before we see it in print. Before we can ever read, "For God so loved the world," we can read God's love for the world through His people. This is how we do it. This is how we instill faith, through the stories that we tell and the events that we experience and the relationships that we share. It's the way faith is passed from generation to generation, and it's the way it will be passed to my children and to yours. And so this is the last hurrah of our summer. We're about to send our kids out to be salt and light in a decaying and dark world, whether they're prepared for it or not. And I wonder, do they know the story of who they are? Do they know it, and is it more compelling than the story Katy Perry will tell them? Has that story been made real for them by real faith experiences? Not just in a far-off country, but at home and around the kitchen table. And do they have relationships, significant ones, with people of faith that will make them want to be people of faith? If not, let me kindly ask you, what have you been doing? And what are you doing? Take a stand for your family. As they go out into a Charlottesville kind of world, they need to have some sort of foundation. And if you've not been providing that for them, maybe they need to see you make some sort of public declaration of that today, either before this church or before them at lunch or something. What is keeping you from being the kind of parent, grandparent, church leader that you ought to be? I don't know what you need to do this morning or how you need to go about it. but don't make this the last hurrah for your children. Okay? If you have a need, won't you come while we stand and sing?
Make me a servant, Lord, make me like you. For you are a servant, make me one too. Make me a servant, do what you must do. To make me a servant, Lord, make me like you. Make me a servant, Lord, make me like you. For you are a servant, make me one too. Make me a servant, do what you must do. To make me a servant, Lord, make me like you.
All right, go ahead and have a seat.